Hello, hello, welcome back to Tired Old Queen at the Movies. If you haven't subscribed, please do. If you're already subscribed, thank you. Now let's go see the Tired Old Queen at the Movies, Steve Hayes.
John, won't you come in? Hello, John. It's time for Halloween. And you know, we'd never done a Hammer Studios horror movie. Hammer Studios was the great studio in England to do horror movies. And this is one of my favorites. 1960s Brides of Dracula, directed by Terence Fisher, starring Peter Cushing, Yvonne Molnar, Andree Melly, David Peel, Martita Hunt, and Freda Jackson. Now, the basic premise is this. This young French girl is on her way to teach at an all-girls school. Her carriage is passing through Transylvania. Right. Anyway, they stop off for the night, and she says to the innkeeper, "I'm going to the school, the girls' school down here." He goes, "No, not at night. You can't go out at night. You can't go out at night." And there's this. They open up the door, and in comes Martita Hunt. Now, Martita Hunt had one of the great presences. She had a proboscis that entered 3 frames before the rest of her. She comes in and she says,
"My castle is in the hills just above the village. Please give me the pleasure of being my guest tonight."
I should be more than grateful.
The innkeeper goes, "Great, get rid of her." So they get her in the cabin and they take her up to the mountain. She gets to the mountains, and her housekeeper is played by Freda Jackson. Freda Jackson was the meanest woman in British movies. She was like, yes.
Yes.
So she goes upstairs. The girl's looking around. She goes to the balcony. They always go to the balcony. She's looking down on the parapets, and she sees this young, handsome, blonde man. And he looks like he's going to jump off the balcony below her. And she goes, "No, stop!" And she runs down, and when she gets to him...
"So you have come to help me, have you?"
He comes out, and he's got an ankle chain on. She goes, "What is the matter with you?" He goes, "My mother does this to me. My mother."
It's inhuman.
My mother thinks of me as inhuman, doesn't she?
"Could you find the key for me? Could you? She keeps me locked up like this. I need your help." And she goes, "Of course I will, of course." So she goes up to her hostess's bedroom, goes through her things, finds the key, climbs out on a balcony, works her way around the castle, gets in, goes back down, gives the guy the key.
I must get dressed at once.
She goes upstairs to her bedroom, and Martita Hunt is waiting for her. And goes, "Where's that key? You didn't let him out, did you? Did you?"
"You little fool, you don't know what you've done. You don't know what you've done."
And the girl goes, "Help, help!" And she runs down the stairs, and Martita Hunt is chasing her, and the son is waiting at the bottom of the stairs, and he says, "Mother, come here." "No, my son." "Mother, come here."
Come here.
So she goes down past him, right? And then the screen fades out. And then you see Yvonne Molnar, and she's up and wondering what she's doing, and she's in her bedroom, and you hear this laughter. Now, I have to tell you, in acting, one of the hardest things to do is maniacal, hysterical laughing. Freda Jackson had the market. She cornered the market. You hear... You've done it, oh my God, you've done it, you let him out.
"Oh, God! He's free! He's free! He's gone!
What's the matter?
You did it, didn't you? You had to let him out. Oh my God, you never let him out. She's wonderful. Yes. Yvonne Molnar runs out. She runs through the woods to escape. Freda Jackson looks down at the dead countess and goes, "Yes, well, you spoiled him, didn't you? Didn't you? Yes, of course you did. I warned you what he was like, having all those degenerate young people up here. I warned you what he was like, but oh no. Well, no. He's out. But he'll come back to me. He loves his old Martha. He'll come back. He has to. Before the dawn." And she whips this curtain open, and there's this coffin, empty coffin.
He's got to come back here before cockcrow.
Set up. So Meanwhile, girl has passed out in the woods, and this kindly man gets out, and it's Peter Cushing as Dr. Van Helsing. It's his carriage, and he helps her back into town. They're all mourning at the inn. They're all in mourning. Why are you in mourning? And they go, one of our girls died last night. Suddenly, young girl. And he goes, can I see her? And he goes in, and of course, he leans over the coffin, and she's got the 2 holes in her neck. So we're going to have to stop this somehow. And he tells the priest, he says, we've got it. She's a vampire.
And I am powerless. Powerless.
Perhaps I can help.
Count Dracula is not dead as they thought, because in the previous movie he had died. So Christopher Lee didn't want to do this movie, so that's how they got David Peel. So he said,
How can they be destroyed?
By driving a wooden stake through the heart or by burning.
The tormented soul is then released and returns to the peace of death.
the priest is a little appalled, but he goes along with it because that's what priests do. So anyway, they go out into the graveyard at night, and you hear, come along, my lovely. She's coming up. Oh, she's coming up. I can see her. I can see her.
Ah, she comes, there's my little beauty. Ah, the clever one.
And you see the hand come up like this out of the ground, and it takes the coffin, and the coffin comes up, and the beautiful girl with low cleavage sits up. And she runs out into the night, so he's lost in the vampire, and this big bat comes down. She turns herself into a bat, and this big bat flies down, and he's swatting the bat, and he notices that the bat flies away, so he says, okay, well, it flew back to the castle. I've got to go to the castle. So he goes up to the castle, and there's Martita Hunt, and now she's a vampire. And she comes down, she goes, who dares come here? To the house of the undead. Now I do. I want to help you. You can't help me. No one can help me now. She's got these 2 long teeth. He says, I'll release you. And at that moment, the curtains part, and there's David Peel in full vampire. And he flies down, and they have this huge, incredible fight. And he manages to break away, and Van Helsing says, I'll follow him, don't worry. And she says, the sun's rising soon. So she goes, and she lies down, and he takes a stake, and he, boom, pumps her in the heart, and the blood flies out. Hammer films are notoriously gory. Ooh, beautifully gory in Technicolor. So she's been freed. So then he takes the young girl, and he takes her to the girls' school, which is run by Mona Washburn, who's the cuddliest actress in Great Britain. She's like a little bean doll. She was in My Fair Lady. She was the housekeeper. She got a New York Film Critics Award for playing Glenda Jackson's aunt in Stevie. She's just so like this. You're simply lovely. And takes her in. And this is your roommate, Gina, who's played by Andree Melly, this tall, kind of gaunt girl with great big huge eyes. And she goes, I'll take you upstairs to our room. So they go up to the room, and they're making toast. Oh, you've burnt the toast, says Andree Melly. So I'll get some more bread. So she goes down, and there's this. Right there. And he comes up, and he gives her the old, They find her, and they put her body with the horses, and the horses are going crazy because horses can tell a vampire in a minute, or a really fat person who's about to get on one.
Oh, if only they'd keep quiet.
All of a sudden, they have the coffin is padlocked, and the padlocks just, without opening up, fall to the floor, and the hand comes up like this and opens it, and Andree Melly sits up, and when I tell you, this woman is the scariest looking vampire. She has these huge eyes like this that are just, and a smile like this, and her bangs are down like this. And she goes,
My darling Marianne, you haven't forgotten your little Gina. Put your arms around me, please. I want to kiss you, Marianne.
we can love him both now. Come along, Marianne. Oh God, she's so scary. She's so scary. And she runs off into the night. So Peter Cushing comes back and he finds out from Yvonne Molnar that she doesn't know the guy's a vampire, so she has accepted and become his fiancée. This is not going to go well. This is one wedding that's going to be terrible.
Marianne, where is he? Tell me.
The mill. The old windmill.
So he decides he's got to go to the mill where things take place and see if he can kill this vampire. And I'm not going to tell you anymore because it's really good. The thing I love about these movies, especially this one, and the character performances are just so wonderful. And they take all that British theater training and they completely commit to what they're doing. I just think you're going to love Peter Cushing and an all-star cast of incredible character actors. It's Terence Fisher's Brides of Dracula.
Let's all go to the lobby.
And I think you're going to love Peter Cushing.
Let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat.
Delicious things to eat.
The popcorn can't be beat.